Well, hello everybody. Audio check. How's it going? Good to see you all out there. Thank you for joining. Let me get some background music on and going. We're hosting a candlelit vigil at the moment. So, welcome everybody. Thank you for being here. Welcome here at the dawn, the kickoff, the start of what seems like Riot season 2026. Hey, a lot of things going down. How am I sounding out there? You guys hear me okay? Audio good? All right. Music good too? All right. Let me know if any of that changes. How's everybody doing today, huh? There we go. Hope everybody took a few moments today and stocked up on the supplies you might need. Hope your pantry and larder are full. Hope your closet is full of toilet papers. Yeah, it's too cold for riot season. No, it's not. The riots will appear when they're needed. Look, these people are all standing out there right now. This is live. There are thousands of them out there. Well, maybe a little close to 1,000. Let me get a different angle on this. I had an aerial, but I think that whoever had that drone must have ran out of batteries. Let's see. That's Fox. Oh, hey, you guys didn't get the music at all. There it is. Trying to figure out the actual name for the spicy party poppers the feds have been using all day. I have not seen that. Can you give me some links? That'd be good. If you guys haven't seen, there's a Riot thread you guys can link to. It's pretty good. That'd be the appropriate place. Jill Foyd is what the kids are saying. It's 34 outside. It's pretty warm for this time of year. You're darn right it is, particularly for up there. What is it they always say? Minnesota winner. God made Minnesota winners to test the faithful. That's what I hear. So I think it's going to turn to a riot. I think there's a very good chance. I think that is the language they're using. The leftist leaders are using incredibly hyper-inflammatory language for a reason. This is not merely a case of. Look, I'll be very honest. We're going to lay this out from the very beginning. I believe that this is probably a narrated event. I think that, look, in the same way, I don't think they told somebody, "Hey, go out there and throw it. You like go get killed," right? No. I think that if you look inside the leftist chat channels, and if you had total and complete godlike vision to be able to see who is the users, what you'd see are basically officials within the state of Minneapolis putting out a call to raise the temperature a bit because they want to see something happen and they want to cause a riot. They don't necessarily want somebody to die, but they want somebody to get hurt. They want something shitty to happen. They want ICE to be forced to act. It's all part of their rules for radical playbook, right? So the call goes out, hey, raise the temperature among the activists. And so people do. They raise the temperature among the activists, and they get people as upset as they can possibly get them so that they're willing to do stuff like, oh, turn the music down. Yeah, that's what I was asking you guys, how unfortunately, because the way StreamYard works, I prefer other streaming software, but StreamYard really does make everything way too easy when I have to search for video as well. But yeah, I can't hear my own mix, so you guys have to help me. If it's too low now, you guys need to let me know. Okay, this is a weird song. We're skipping that one. That might have been part of the problem too. So that's really weird mixing. But yeah, you guys have to help me monitor it, unfortunately. I don't have anything on StreamYards that lets me see how loud it's coming across or be able to adjust it. Oh no, there's a ton of people who are calling for 2 a.m. strap up. There are a shit ton of people. If you look on my X feed, I've got a lawyer who is literally calling for revolution. A little quieter. All right. Yeah, man. You've got, oh, well, music's drowning me out. That's probably because the mic's a little too low, too. Let me know if that helps. But yeah, you've got literal like lawyers and shit, like immigration lawyers on X calling for it. So let's talk about why I think this is the actual kickoff of the riot season. You have way too many things going on all at once that align with way too many of the left's interests. And so more than likely what we're seeing here is the call that, hey, we need to purge some of this we need to A, get some of the attention off of us, and B, we need to get some of the attention off of these daycare and Medicare and other facilities, and probably facilities that we don't even know about yet, so that we could have a chance to get rid of some evidence, right? Wouldn't it be great if some buildings burned down? Because that's kind of what they need right now, right? So yeah, the call went out, hey, raise the temperature among the activists wherever they are. Make sure that everybody is ready to get in Ice Agent's face and really stop them, right? Like, you've seen the vehicle training slides before, right? Like, I don't know where to go find these right now, but I've found them in the past before. Like, they literally tell them to box people in with their cars. It's not like, this is pretty common knowledge. Hey, John, thanks. Sounds good there. Oh God, no. Don't let the mix be different on different platforms. That's gonna make me ditch StreamYards. It really will. Oh God. Yeah, break-in and daycare. You're exactly correct. So, look, man, I'm just saying. There's, oh no, a bunch of mysterious fires, and where there's not mysterious fires, oh no, all of our paperwork's mysteriously missing. Who could have? I don't know what happened. What are those burn marks in the parking lot? Oh, I don't know. There was a bonfire here during the riots a couple weeks ago. No, not only that, but the people are going to disappear. Like, that's the whole fucking point of this shit. Not only that, but hey, guess where the first target was? The federal courthouse. Oh no, really? Wow. I wonder what kind of things might be happening in the federal courthouse in the very near future. Very weird thing, right? Woman gets shot in the street, straight to the federal courthouse building to try and break into it. Yeah. I'm not buying any of this. This is also fucking transparent. It's ridiculous. Sorry, that's probably going to kick me off YouTube using the F word within the first 10 minutes, but I really don't give two shits. Yeah, sorry. If you have kids in here, former Marine here, I can't. I don't have a filter for that shit anymore. But yeah, listen, guys. I have been saying since this actually started getting prosecuted that this was going to be way bigger than you think. I think there's literally provable evidence of this fraud that ties itself back to the Democratic Party. I think they might literally not have any options left but to try and get balls to the wall. They've obviously been like, I don't know. I don't know if this is obvious, right? So there's a little bit of a question here about whether they rode the tiger a little bit too much and now they're having trouble getting off, or if they are instructing these Antifa groups to come and do these attacks against ICE and these other folks, right? Like, I think that's an open question essentially at the moment. But okay, hold on. I've got some aerial back. So this is the Grits. This is the Grits. Now, I don't feel bad rebroadcasting the Grits because the Grits is rebroadcasting somebody else. And if somebody can find me that ABC affiliate KSTP. Okay. That's via Reuters. So let's go Reuters. All right. I'm going to get the live feed because this is fucking garbage quality. Here we go. Here's the, come on. That's jerry rig everything. I just had to unfollow him earlier. Fucking dipshits. Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, there are some people who are just generally on the left and they'll just like mouth leftist things, and I unfollow them as well. And then there's a lot of other people who are just flat out Bolsheviks, and it's about Bolshevik season. So yeah, as you can see, this is why I think it might develop into a riot, guys. That's around the vigil. I believe this right here is I could be wrong. No, I think I am wrong. Yeah, I don't know what's what anymore. Yeah, I mean, there's a crap ton of fraud that they need to cover up here. I suspect that a lot of it has physical evidence here, but look, they're trying to expand it to other cities too. They're like, I don't know if you guys have seen this, and we'll show you here in a minute, but there are vigils and protests already starting all over in all kinds of places, from Austin to Los Angeles. There's one going on in New York right now. I don't really want to watch most of those because mostly that's dumb bullshit garbage. That is just people talking into a mic. Makes me want to vomit. I cannot stand listening to leftists for another moment. Listen, guys, if you don't know, before I was even watcher on the web, I had other accounts in which we did riot watches constantly. And part of doing riot watches, unfortunately, is that you subject yourself to just hours upon hours upon hours of leftist drivel. And it's unavoidable. Like, if you want to actually get the decent footage when they pop off in between it, you have to sit and listen to the drivel sometimes. Sorry, guys, I haven't been paying attention to chat. I will do that here in a second. Elmer Fraud and Karen Floyd. So Karen Floyd, I've heard that one. I kind of like Jill Foyd is the one that I've heard, you know, as in femoid. Yeah. Joe named her in. Yeah. There's video of that lady following around ICE earlier in the day. Of course there is. Of course there is. Weird. Someone cut backwards through the wall somehow. Yeah. Bolsheviks, white agitator, or be dead. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. What the heck is a legal observer? A legal observer. Okay. So, gosh, I wish I had Sean here because Sean has a way better definition of it for you. But essentially what they are these little communist shitheads that are in law school. Sometimes they're actual lawyers, but most of the time they're just in law school. They get paid by NGOs to go out and quote unquote observe protests. What they're really doing is basically there to act as cover for various different leftist things. They pretend like they have some kind of special legal privileges. They do not. It is not some kind of official thing. They're literally just a thing that these NGOs made up and sent people out to go do. A lot of times what they're doing is documenting stuff that you could possibly misconstrue and call and say is a crime if you're purposefully misconstruing it against law enforcement. They are some just absolute degenerate pieces of shit. They will observe leftists committing significant crimes against other people, police, other people. Never will they document against that. Never will they testify against any of that. That's not what they're there for. They're explicitly there to support the left. You need to be aware of this. Like, this is part of why it would be both a huge and incredible misstep by the left, but also potentially unavoidable for the left, is that they have had control of the institutions for long enough that like almost the entire lawyer class is hard committed to the revolution. Not entirely, but like a good 80% ish. It's bad. It's a good thing that like we potentially have AI that can come out soon and act in their place. Like, there's so many of these credentialed positions, and I know that like some of my friends don't like me saying this because they're a lot less about this, but I'm a lot more about it. I'm not saying like, hey, let the AI think for you. I never think that. There are ways to use it where it thinks for you, and there are ways to use it where you're using it appropriately. All right, like, learn the difference. I'm not saying that to him because I think that there are certain personality types, just like certain like alcohol or whatever. There are certain personality types that probably shouldn't interact with AI. And I think that's probably a fair thing, right? Like, you've seen how many people have gone onto these crazy AI psychosis trips. There are certain people who shouldn't interact with it, but a lot of these so many of the culturally captured positions, the answer is a technological solution that completely circumvents them. Unfortunately, at the moment, the only AI that's not an extreme leftist piece of shit is Grok. And that's why I use Grok. So, yeah, I've heard a lot of those, chat. I mean, they're pretty good. Oh shoot, we're missing song. There we go. I think they're more or less activated because of Venezuela a few days ago. I think that's part of it. That's look, you have to remember that, like, you know, as my friend Stained Haynes likes to say over on X, it's all one thing. And it really is all one thing. It's all a communist revolution. It's an international communist revolution, Walmer. Chance. So essentially, like, what happened is Venezuela happened. So that's when the Chinese surge funds into the fundraising for any kind of event to go down, right? And then that's all left at the discretion of the leftist leadership. So the leftist leadership then comes down and says, hey, we want more agitators on the street. We want them more angry, right? And so they get in ISIS face, really let them know, blah, blah, blah. We're going to take our country back. And that's why you're seeing so much of this rah-rah bullshit talk, is that the back channel levels have been spewing it to him for days now. Ever since Venezuela happened, right? So they want to protest about something. They saw that when they tried to do it about Venezuela, nothing happened. So they needed something else. And what do? Well, they get their low-level scumbags to put themselves at risk until one of them gets hurt or one of them gets killed, and then they riot over that. It's very obvious. Hey, appreciate everybody reposting the stream. Appreciate everybody giving us likes, comments, any of that, guys. I'm a very small streamer, but I do appreciate your support. And the best way you can support me is to help, you know, spread the word about what we're doing. If people will appreciate it, we'll get more fun. Right now, we have to discuss the higher level stuff. And unfortunately, there's not really a lot of fun stuff happening. It's mostly just candlelit vigil or watch it from the top. Let's take a look in at some of the other vigils that are happening. Because there were a bunch of them. So let's go to New York here real quick. Oh, hold on. I just realized what happened. I'm gonna have to do something dumb and fix something midstream. God dang it. I need to fix some of this equipment. Okay, hold on. That's why we lost audio, is because my dumb headphones are doing the dumb headphone things that my Steel series have been doing for a long time now. All right. Now I got to reshare that with audio. And then you guys got to tell me how the mix is, because I bet it changes. All right. So let's go to New York. Just so you guys can see the dirty fucking communists down on the street screaming into the microphone. Apparently there's a snowstorm right now, too. New York protest. It might have already ended. No, there's a Maduro protest going on still. Yeah, it looks like the one in New York's already ended. We'll go check in on the Maduro protest here in a second, though. Oh, shit, you guys aren't seeing. Sorry. Hey, how's it going, Bonita Beach? Rock's also one of the smartest. That's what I found so far. But there's some specific tasks other ones do better. What a week. Yeah, man. You're not kidding. The world changed rapidly. And they told you, didn't he tell us on New Year's Eve that we should expect some big surprises in the new year? Oh, I'm sure we've technically already seen that a couple hundred times. These streets look icy as hell. Okay, that can't possibly be right now. The Guardian's got to be airing a protest from earlier in the day in New York. Because it's got to be dark as hell in New York right now. All right. We'll just see where else we can find protests. Portland's going to go off. Here, we'll watch some of these from earlier. Hey, Nick. It's good to see you.
Already started. This is not good.
Is this where we're going to see the party poppers deployed you were talking about earlier?
They're continuing to shoot. They're continuing to shoot. Another shot was just fired.
Yeah, those people look like they're currently reacting to spicy air.
This is a member of the press here. The member of the press.
What are the odds you arrest the ICE agent? Almost zero. Almost zero.
Credentialed members of the press here who have been tear gassed. Looks like they're with Channel 4. Credentialed members, big equipment. There's no way that you can know that these are members of the press who have.
As if it can discriminate, lady.
Well, the mayor of Minneapolis.
So we'll look at the statements from the mayor of Minneapolis and old Timmy Waltz here in a minute. So I believe this is the street that we're looking at when we look at this. We should probably look at Google Maps here in a minute. Oh, wait. I think Google Maps will like claim you if you do that now. Yeah, I don't really give a shit, actually. So we'll look at it. I like Freitas. My wife turned me on to Freitas. Oh, there's been a bunch of other stuff otherwhere in the country, but it's mostly been the regular bullshit, like leftist protest type of stuff, if you know what I'm talking about. Rumble, you still alive? I haven't seen a chat from you in a while. I worry that means Rumble's not still alive. That's a lot of people to be out after dark. Yeah, he's about to not be a politician anymore, I think so, right? If I understood that correctly, maybe I didn't. Okay. Y'all are still here. Good deal. So hey, I don't know who needs to hear this, but don't try and run over police with your car. Hey, Watcher, just saw Rubio's 0 hours say Rubio reached a deal on Greenland. Anything pop up? You know, I started researching after that. I haven't seen anything yet. 0 hours is the only one I saw say anything about it. So. Holy crap, Hunch Dirty Roofer just gifted 20 subs over on Rumble. Thank you very much, Hunch. Yeah, if you're over on anywhere else, it's fake. Yeah, I figured it was. I can't breathe this now. I can't drive. Well, it was a woman. Yeah, that's what I thought I had understood. Appreciate that very much, Hunch. What is this? Oh, okay, that's a building. People are walking into some kind of building there. Or there's just a lot of light that's casting long shadows. Yeah, that's a street, and there's some kind of big light. Okay. I don't know if you guys have heard, but the It's been absolutely just here for the free membership. Hell yeah. The speeches are utterly unbearable. Like they're worse than they've ever been. They've just collapsed into flat out platitudes. Like they've always been that way, but this is worse. I saw an event in New York. I saw an event in San Antonio. I saw an event in Austin. I saw an event in. There's going to be shit in Portland. Probably Seattle, I would bet. Mint's got somebody on the ground. No audio, which means they're pulling it from somewhere else. Let's see if we can figure out where they're pulling from. Yeah, I've heard that one. Dovin, it's a good one. How the shot lady was leading the vehicle protest. I did not see that, Keefe. Can you get me that statement? I would love to review that. You know what? Hold on. I'll start looking for it, but just in case I don't see it, link it. Link me. I guess I haven't been checking X. I need to check X. Okay, we got a statement from DJT. Let's get that up. I have just viewed the clip of the event, which took place in Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's a horrible thing to watch. The woman screaming was obviously a professional agitator, and the woman driving the car was very disorderly, obstructing and resisting, who then violently, willfully, and viciously ran over the ICE officer, who seems to have shot her in self-defense. Based on the attached clip, it is hard to believe he is alive. Well, that goes a little far. I don't know. It's a good thing it was icy, I think, but it is now recovering the hospital. Oh, okay. Situation is being studied in its entirety, but the reason these incidents are happening is because the radical left is threatening, assaulting, and targeting our law enforcement officers and ICE agents on a daily basis. They're just trying to do the job of making America safe. We need to stand by and protect our law enforcement officers from this radical leftist movement of violence and hate. Yeah, man. What are you going to do about it, though? I mean, look, man, I've been saying since Charlie got one that you actually have to do something about it, though. Tweeting is not doing something about it. Can we clarify that? Yeah, let's watch Waltz's statement, shall we? In case you are, I'm sure you've seen it, but in case you haven't,
I don't quite know how to respond to the question other than my primary responsibility as governor is the protection of the people of Minnesota. And you can be assured, whether it's the state patrol or whether it's the National Guard, their deployment is there to protect Minnesotans from whatever it is. If it's an act of nature, if it's a global pandemic, or in this case, if it is a rogue federal agent. I don't know at this time, and I want to be very careful. I don't know what the
rogue federal agent. All right, let's get the statement before that one.
I said this yesterday. We've never been at war with our federal government. I think in this case that the National Guard is their main mission. They have a dual mission. Well, I said this yesterday.
Huh. Huh. Yeah, guys, I don't know. I think things are going to get screwy. Let me see if I can find that statement. Yeah, if you just tag at Watcher, I'm looking through my mentions now. I wasn't looking before. I think my DMs are open, or they used to be open. I don't know how that works anymore. Okay. Here we go. Here it is. Somebody got it to me.
Really wanted her out of there because she was the main car leading the protest.
Oh, femoids cannot keep their mouths shut, can they?
Is my understanding. I talked to another guy who was driving behind her.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
But she was very successful in blocking traffic. She was doing what she was set out to do, and so they wanted to get her the hell out of there.
Yes, because it is in fact illegal to block traffic, and therefore they were trying to effect an arrest. And then she tried to run them over, and she paid the proper consequences for doing so.
Yeah.
So it looked like she was impeding ICE vehicles.
Definitely, yeah, okay. That was her goal. They clearly wanted her out of.
Thank you, Chud Reporter. Thank you, Chud Reporter. Whoever Chud Reporter is, somebody find out who Chud Reporter is. Chud Reporter needs an absolute back pat. Oh, good man. Oh, good man. Thank you. Get the double clarification. That's what we need. Look, Donald Trump needs to go after these groups as terrorist groups. That's what needs to happen right now. Like, legitimately. And it's not, it would not. The amount of not hard it would be to get all these groups trying to use their vehicles to obstruct ICE would be ridiculous. Well, it's on the royalty free list, G-Man. I do apologize. Some of them are bangers. Some of them are could literally be stuff they use on OnlyFans because it's royalty free. So it is what it is. New York City had a large one, Nate. I saw it earlier. I haven't been able to find it again. Again, if you guys not yet. I mean, there were earlier. We can look at them trying to get into the federal building earlier. Yeah, I think George Floyd is, or Jill Floyd is another one that I've heard that I quite like. All right, I'm looking for other sources. Also, I'm not going to keep this one going too long. I expect shit to get crazy over the next couple days, and if we're not getting like anything on the ground, then I'm just gonna call it for tonight, get some good rest. I'm pretty sick, to be honest. Oh, Schley. Yes. Like, of all the justified shootings I have seen, that may have been one of the most. You don't, in fact, I've got a great meme for this. And I'll, y'all feel free to steal this one. All right. I've already posted it on X. You can also just stop the stream and then just get a high quality screen cap for yourself. There you are. So what did my kids affect me with this time? Interestingly, I did not want to get into this because I don't like to play things up for drama, but I did in fact end up in the ER. and for a dumb reason. So let me back things up. I have a tooth thing that needs to get taken care of, and I'm scheduled to get it taken care of. However, it's going to be a little while. And so they put me on antibiotics. And so they also gave me a list of things to watch out for while I'm on those antibiotics. And if any of those things happened, I was instructed to call triage at the VA and go through their triage system. Okay. So when I started getting flop sweats and a fever, that was like oh no. And then I started getting like brain fog and stuff. And if you're a medical professional, you will recognize those as a list of things that are very concerning when you're talking about an infection. And so when I called them, they literally told me to call an ambulance. It does, but the process takes forever sometimes, particularly when you live out in the sticks like I do. So anyways, so I called them and I do the triage thing and they get through the list of symptoms and she's like, you need to call an ambulance. And I'm like, I'm not calling an ambulance. Like, if I'm not bleeding out or like unconscious, I'm not calling an ambulance. I'll just go to the hospital. So we went to the hospital and they immediately were like, well, it's not the thing they were afraid of, which is sepsis, because you're having balance issues, yes, and all these other things which kind of align, but they don't align in the correct ways, and your color's too good, and you're in too good of like you're talking too well and all this kind of stuff. So let's run a very large battery of a lot of different tests. And so they did. They ran a crap ton of tests. I was in there for many hours, way longer than I thought was at all necessary. And I think probably it was, hey, look, here's a sucker that the VA will pay for anything that they want to. Let's just do everything under the sun. But they did. And what we ended up with is like 7 different viruses that got tested for, and they don't know which one it is, but they're pretty sure that I just have some kind of viral infection, as well as the thing going on with my tooth. So yeah, that's why I don't know what it is, but it's a virus, right? So, and then I feel stupid for wasting everyone's time. So and so now my only symptoms are, oh God, I am so tired. I am so tired. I have been sleeping very, very long periods. So I did. I got the gay. That's what it was. So what if it doesn't kick off like we've been expecting with past events? Then what? Well, then, it's just going to be protests, and then it just falls into the, like I said, I was only 30% sure to start with, and then Timmy Waltz made me about 65% sure. I think if this doesn't kick off, then they're just going to try and find better casus belli or better, or just keep trying to push the same thing in better weather. Marines, actually, not the Navy. The men's department of the Navy. Oh, hold on. There's audio. Somebody, wait, where did that audio come from? What the hell? Like, the audio was literally just somebody saying, yeah, it's getting dark. Well, I don't know. There's still an awful lot of people there. It's awfully late at night. I'd like to see what's going on at the federal courthouse right now. Oh, said I caught the gay. Alpha Charlie Concepts. How's it going, man? Yeah, it's an awful big crowd for that late at night and being that cold out there. They're completely blocking traffic still. I can't tell from this if if the officers ever got out with their vehicles or not. I'm gonna assume that they got the crime scene processed and got out of there, though, because I didn't see a car in here. Is it cold for people who are used to being out in the cold? No. Is it cold for people who are used to being at their desk? Yeah, it's cold. Where's all that light coming from? That is oddly lit. You know what I'm saying? It's an awful lot of light for not many visible light sources. There could be. Yeah, they could have a big light array on the news van. Yeah, that makes sense. It's so soft, though. The effect is really interesting. Yeah, like there's too many people to fit on this street, and so they've already spilled out over into here. The crowd's getting a little smaller, though. Yeah, ICE is in Minneapolis to round up Somalians, basically, after all the fuss that got caused. I think they were also, just a theory there, I think they may have been there to help surge and do work with other federal agencies. Oh, don't be sad. Don't be sorry. Making a midterm. Ah. Let's see what we got for Portland. Lights should be going down. Nada. Ain't got anything. Not on Kick anyway. Let's see what Twitch has got. Ugh. Hold on, Portland Andy's got some stuff. Let's see what Portland Andy's rolling with. Looks like there's marching happening in some of the cities. Okay, we got to get on TikTok, apparently. That's where all these leftists are at, of course. Give me just a minute. Ugh, I hate this foul website. Okay. I guess this is the ice.
Thank you, Arkansas.
George Floyd. Sorry, guys.
Thanks for liking and sharing, you guys. 34,000 is awesome.
Let's see. That statement's Borderlands edition, yeah. This was gonna, yeah. Elmer Fraud going to try and pit the National Guard against ICE. That's sure what it sounded like. Hey, fellow Fed, how you doing? Good to see you, Mr. Scott. Twitter is one of the best places to find stuff now. It's like a combination of shit posting and live leaks. Facts. Facts.
Sharing live, liking it, supporting us.
I'm getting some good tweets at me. It's nice.
Violence that have been affecting families all across the country for so long now. And justice for her means continuing to do what she was doing. Continuing to do what she was doing, not allowing that violence to silence. Usually Tommy and I are out here on Tuesdays and Thursdays after work, but today is Super Day. I'm out here. And there are so many people out here right now in Sacramento. So if you want to come join us, I'm angry too, Mary. I'm angry.
Yeah, ICE is in here.
Oh, that's a good one. All right. Let's check out. Let's see. That's Sacramento. Little Village. That'll be New York, right? Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. I think this is Minneapolis.
¿Qué pasó? Ya digo que desvivieron a una ciudadana.
So they're marching. I'm not sure why we didn't see that on the what's this? Somebody's just like pointing out their window. So that's Sacramento. These are people talking about the Minneapolis protests. Where's Little Village? Huh. There's not much for protest on TikTok. Kind of surprised. There are those people marching through the streets, though. Hey, how's Matt? Good to see you. All right, searching for news sources. Kick's drying up. is Little Village? Chicago. Okay. Little Village is Chicago. Yeah. Ugh. From 2014. That's funny. Well, that would explain where that other protest that was on TikTok is from. No, except for that the one in Little Village doesn't appear to be moving. So are the leftists still calling for riot on X chat? Oh boy. Chat, are you ready? Prepare yourselves. The sob stories are coming. Here we are. Jill Foyd, the woman shot and killed by ICE agents, had a young son whose father died in 2023. Wow. You have a young son whose father died. You abandoned him to go endanger ICE agents. What? I don't care. Does not compute, but holy shit. Prepare for the femoids on the left to rally behind that call. Now let's talk about Eric, shall we? We have Eric Lee here. Eric Lee, an immigration attorney, litigator, recipient of American Immigration Lawyers Association 2024 Jack Wiseman Award for Excellence in Litigation with the Michigan Bar. Outright calling for revolution. You were calling me gay on YouTube. All right. Fair. I did catch the gay. Yeah, that crowd is definitively shrinking. All right, guys. I think it might be it for tonight. I think we'll do it to the top of the hour. We'll keep watching, see if we can get some Portland. We should hang on. What time is it in Portland right now? It's almost 7 o'clock in Portland. I don't know. I kind of feel like if shit was going to kick off in Portland, we'd have seen shit kick off in Portland. Either that or the journalists that were covering Portland are no longer doing it. Oh, no, hold on. We have a vigil in Portland. We have some kind of retarded filter being used. So we're not even getting any yelling and screaming out of Portland. Unfit Mother of the Year award. No inflatable mascots even. Yeah, you're right. This is probably going to peter out. I don't know if they've got the energy. They're going to keep pushing it, though. You'll see more agitators out. You'll see more people out the next time. You'll see more people getting in more of ICE's face. This is going to be... I'm kind of surprised we didn't see more action like what happened at the courthouse earlier. In Portland? 6-ish? Yeah, you're right. 6-ish. Yep, you're right. Reverend Hazmat has it. Hole in one. They're going to keep pushing this until they get a real incident with better still images. Yep. Was that any good, Scott Adams? We Bury the Dead for all the other chats. Was We Bury the Dead any good? I guess socialism has the same effect. But that's a bingo. Ugh. Let's see if we can find something else. If you guys see anything, link me. See, here's the thing. A lot of people keep trying to argue with me about this. And they keep saying, oh, I can't imagine there's any other states that are less fraudulent. I can tell you that there are probably very few states that are less fraudulent. Do you know how I know? Because Minnesota is the most generous with their benefits. And they spend almost the most on those benefits, despite having a smaller population than many other states that you would expect to spend more. Minnesota represents a pretty interesting nexus. And another reason that I'm pretty damn sure that Michigan's going to end up being one of the bigger ones is because I'm almost positive that's how Waltz got his position as far as VP goes. He had access to the illegal money laundering stream through Michigan. He funneled that into the campaign, which, hey, we're really struggling with money until suddenly Tim Walz joined. And then, wouldn't you know it, weren't having so many money issues anymore, were they? Couldn't find any bricks for the courthouse because they were covered in snow. It's true. No, there were a lot of other people who could take it. Josh Shapiro, for instance, would have been a way better choice. But he didn't have the money-making stream. Everybody thought it was because he's a Jew. I don't think that's why. I think it's because he didn't have the ability to fundraise and bankroll the campaign the way Tim Walz did. Also, Tim Walz had the connection through the Somali networks. You can guarantee that most of those networks voted as a block for Kamala. We had a budget surplus in Michigan of tens of millions of dollars, and you have a negative one now. That's correct. Yeah. It's actually been a thing for like over a decade that welfare recipients in other states near Michigan will move to Michigan because Michigan is so generous with their welfare benefits. Like not with an intention of like getting a job or starting a business. They move to Michigan. They basically just get in and then immediately get on benefits because they make more on those benefits than they would sitting wherever they are making benefits. Alpha Omega, do you know, like, I don't know, what have you missed so far? At the moment, it's more of a leftist cry fest all over the nation. Just little pockets of them all over the place, recreating that little candle vigil thing we got going on here. Yeah, no, that's exactly what was happening, Bonita Blue. Bonita Beach, that's literally exactly what was happening. And it was more than just Act Blue, but Act Blue was probably the main funnel. Illinois would offload people on benefits to Milwaukee for years by saying, hey, you get more money by living over there. Yep. Some lady got trying to hit a cop. Yep. And turns out, or at least the rumor on the street from other protesters that were, first of all, she was leading a vehicle protest, according to other people directly behind her in the said vehicle protest. It was an organized effort, which she was leading and was intentionally blocking traffic. And then when she was getting arrested for doing so, she tried to run over a cop. And the very predictable thing happened. Breaking as of an hour ago, ICE protesters are openly calling for the destruction of ICE, the U.S. military-industrial complex, prisons, and what they have claimed are fraudulent insurance corporations, saying they intend to take power back for the people. I'm telling you guys, this isn't going to stop. While also voicing support for Palestine and Gaza. It's all one thing. It's all one thing. If the communists believe that their best path into power is to start a revolution now, they will do it. They were already in the midst of the quiet revolution. What I'm saying is they will kick it off very publicly. AK-47 Tim Wale. We lost percentage-wise one of the biggest chunks of population in the entire country based on state. We also increased by several million people. If it wasn't for the snow and ice, she would have ran that cop over. Yes, I've been saying that a lot. If you watch the video, you can see her passenger side tire spinning before she gets traction. Yep. They forgot the trans kids. Well, of course. So I agree. They need to make sure they don't invoke the Insurrection Act until they have forces in place to actually go balls to the wall, fully engage it. Oh no, of course. Look, Bonita Beach. I said when this happened that really China's only play now for basically any of the shenanigans that China wants to play is to make us shake ourselves into a civil war. And very unfortunately for us, they've pre-positioned most of those assets to where there's not really a lot of options left, folks. There are less violent paths of civil war remaining to us, but there's not much. If people are very smart and very wise, and certain people in the military decide they would like to play ball, then it could actually be pretty bloodless. But I don't think I don't think it'll go that way, unfortunately. I think the military will largely try and sit it out. Oh, chopper repositioning again. They're probably going to have to go for fuel here pretty soon, I'm betting. Here's another Portland candlelit vigil. Different place. Doesn't have that stupid freaking effect. Not necessarily, Benita. Yeah, I mean, are you aware of malicious compliance? That's one way of going about it. There's a lot of things that could be done. They might, though. They might reject an order from the president, but not in like a "Hey, sir, go screw yourself" kind of way. More in a "Hey, sir, I don't know if that's legal. I don't know if we're gonna do that." I'm not saying everybody in the military would do it. Am I saying people on the ground making specific decisions might decide to, yeah, I am. There are a lot of, look, man, you need to understand that the officer class is utterly and completely riddled with traitors at almost every level. It's part of why they continue to maintain the whole must be a college graduate bullshit. That fountain used to be a cool place. I know, man. I know. I missed it. I once lived in Portland, and that was a pretty cool place. Already Death, cool name. Glad to see you doing another Riot Watch. It's nice to see another sane covering the story. Appreciate you. Hey, thanks for the $1 there, Mr. Scott Awesome. Been hearing rumors that she was a pretty well-known activist in her circle. Could be a much bigger loss to them than we realize. I am hearing that she was leading that convoy, so it sounds like it. And it does sound like after the death of her child's father, which it doesn't sound like they were married, but after the death of her child's father, I suspect she went lesbian, went hard left. If she wasn't already lesbian and split up with him before. Because I'm hearing that her girlfriend was in the car, or wife, or whatever. Here, for those of you who haven't seen it, here's some enhanced video. Right here. Watch here. Oh, yeah. Actually, she did clobber him. Yeah, I hadn't seen this yet. Watch. Right here. Yeah, he gets tagged pretty good, actually. Pretty incontrovertible. Thank you, S2 Underground. Anybody got anything? I got nothing for tonight. I think they need time to get worked up over it. It's happened so fast, I don't even think they have anything except for handwritten Walmart signs. I'll check them again. Oh, there's something from 3 minutes ago. Yeah, okay. Where's this at? Crowds gathering downtown Minneapolis to protest ICE's presence following the shooting. This is 8 minutes ago. Yeah, okay. Never mind. So that's what's on the ground. Hold on, let me drop a link. Live pause, huh? I got nothing. Oh, here we go. Solo stream. There's some cops in it. Where is this? Oh, I don't know. Florida somewhere. Or this is some SWAT situation. Are they dumb enough to burn Minneapolis again? Yes. I think that's actually literally part of the point. Nate, I don't have a really good way to click that. Hold on. Let me go over here and see if I can get it this way. Nate, will you drop that again? Oh, no, there it is. Detroit, Michigan's starting to protest, huh? Oh, I would literally just shut up. Just shut up. So this is at those detention facilities again. Yeah, we've seen this before. All right. Yeah, it's the same people. It's the same people following the exact same playbook. All right, everybody. I'm scanning around to see what we can get. Here's Sacramento. We'll bring that back up. I think this is also outside of an ICE facility. Getting worried San Antonio might start up. Yeah, I saw San Antonio had a vigil earlier. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know, guys. Things are going too slow for me. I think what I'm going to do is call it for now. And if I see in my own monitoring as I am falling asleep because I'm so goddamn tired, anything happen, I will go live with a part 2. I appreciate all you guys being here. Please keep your eye out. We'll be watching all the various different riots that are going to be going on for a while. I'm going to troll Twitter for a minute before I go to bed. Appreciate the 1 month membership, Hunter. Yeah, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Hunch. Everybody have a good night. If I don't see you later tonight, we'll probably see you tomorrow. When Riot season's about, we'll be watching. So, thanks, everybody.